If you like the element of fire and also having some big plays where it comes to removal, but also reusing your resources to further your strategy, this is the deck for you. Fire Nexus utilizes the Nexus mechanic to get rid of threats, but also reoccurring spirits to enchant your artifacts too. We have cards that help activate artifacts during your opponent's turn too, and I'll cover more into what that looks like for this deck too. Let's get right into it. So I'll give you a quick snapshot of the deck list too so that you have it right away. And I'm going to highlight some key highlights. So we'll start out with Volcaries, Champion of Hephaestus. So solid attacker, but very solid effect. Whenever you can cast this Elestral, you can search for Hepaestus. And also when your Hephaestus is enchanted on the field, you can use your spirits in the underworld to be able to pay for your artifact's enchantment cost. That is big. The further synergy with Hepaestus as well is that once you activate Hepaestus, you're able to search for the artifacts that you're looking for too. One of the iconic ones is the Hammer of Hephaestus. This empowers your Elestral +1 attack for each enchanted rune. But also when your Hephaestus is enchanted, which in most cases it is, the Elestral cannot be targeted by your opponent's effects, which is actually pretty nice. So think about like cards like Earthquake, etc. Just basic removal effects that you work so hard to empower an Elestral with all this artifacts, but also power, only to get been blown away, essentially, right? So this helps with those types of cards too. Furthermore, into more of your opponent's side as well, you can actually search for a card like Poison Tunic. This will weaken them as well. And then if they're destroyed by battle while equipped to this, then they'll actually have to expand more spirits. I'll show some gameplay about this too. And of course, with anything with Nexus, we think about Kindleo. So this is actually the Elestral that when you do Nexus, you can pop one of your opponent's Elestrals. This is very easy to do once you have a Hepaestus on board. So that's why Volcaries also plays a role, so it fuels for cards like this as well. The other thing to worth note is also Argo. This is a counter rune that lets you activate an artifact from your hand or deck, and essentially you can do this while it's your opponent's turn too. So you can have some really cool interactions once your opponent has committed to attacking one of your Elestrals, and you can thwart their plans essentially too. This is another reason why this deck can use this card, because it already uses 2 spirits for enchantment costs. So being able to have your artifact fueled by the underworld spirits instead helps mitigate that enchantment cost overall from your spirit deck. I also want to give a massive shout out to the Elestrals team and also Zero for providing the Nexus list. I actually have another one that he shared prior, which I'll do another video on, which I think is pretty cool to share as well. And pretty much this is mostly his list. I made very small changes to it. So this one I'm going to show Volcaries in action, being able to search for Hepaestus right now. So we're going to go into our deck and look for it and add it to our hand. We're playing Hepaestus now, and we're going to add a couple of spirits to it. We're thinking maybe 2 for this case. Then we're going to disenchant to search for an artifact. In this case, we're going to look for the torch and add it to our hand. And then we'll set our counter rune, but activate our artifact that we search for on demand right now. And we're going to equip it to our Volcaries. And as you can see, we just enchanted it with a spirit from the underworld. So reusing our resources that we just spent prior. And then of course, we're going to attack, and we can actually foretell thanks to the artifact. And foretelling is essentially you can stack your deck in any order. So we're going to set Ambrosia as the top card of our hand, or top card of our deck, I should say. And now we're going to swing in and deal some damage. There are other examples too. You can use like the Hammer of Hephaestus, like I mentioned too, and you want to swing in that case as well. In this example, our opponent's going to attack. So this is the opportunity to use Argo. And so with Argo, we'll be using spirits from our deck, but we'll activate Tunic from the deck. And as you can see, we're going to use the spirits from the underworld instead as well. And we're going to put it on one of the Elestrals. So here in this example, we're doing Nexus with Kindleo. And this is a great example to be able to pop a Volt Tempest too. That's a very powerful card. And we actually had previously enchanted with the other artifact to force them to expand more spirits too. So we're going to Nexus the spirit off of that onto our Kindleo. And so as you can see, we're Nexusing off of that, activating Kindleo, targeting the Volt Tempest, and popping it. So that's how you can get rid of Volt Tempest with Kindleo. And then of course, the board is open for attacks. And that's Fire Nexus with Volcaries in the build. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it makes sense to definitely take some time to play with it. Been having a lot of fun. It is actually pretty solid for what it does and can help remove some powerful threats too, such as Volt Tempest. And let me know down in the comments below what suggestions you may have or other cards that you may want to consider. Happy to answer any questions too. And then feel free to watch this next Elestrals video as well. Till next time, amigos. Bye!